Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports, and the NBA season is about to begin. Tonight, we'll be watching the Los Angeles Clippers playing against the Utah Jazz. And for Utah, they come into the opening game of this season with the goal of getting that first win out of the way as soon as possible. How they'd love to be sitting at 1-0 by the end of this evening. Hey, Shaq, when you look at the current bunch of Utah Jazz, how do they compare with the old Jazz? Remember the Stockton and Malone and the Jerry Sloan and all that stuff?
Glad you brought those guys up. Hall of Famers and franchise players. Utah right now, they need a franchise player. It's been a long time since they've had a franchise player, and when you don't have a number one guy like that, like the mailman or like John Stockton, your team is in trouble.
You know, that's great information and all that jazz. Let's go out to Kevin Harlan. It's just about game time.
Welcome, everyone, to a brand new season of NBA basketball. I'm sure you're as excited as all of us are here at 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with my partners, Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr, Doris Burke on the sideline, as we get ready to start the season in style. A contest in the West. We'll see if the Los Angeles Clippers can deliver the goods here at home. This is their first chance to take a look at the Jazz. In the season before, they completely controlled the series 3-0.
And as you'd expect, I mean, this was a lopsided series a year ago.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, at the forward spots, Gordon Hayward and Paul Millsap. Hornacek's out there with John Stockton, and it's Malone in at the 5. Now, here is Hornacek. 5 on the clock. Jacks up a 3. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Those games not too pretty, but nobody expected, Clark, anything different.
No, I agree, Kevin. It's not a big upset when a team from the bottom gets swept like they did.
Here's Paul. 11 points for him in that last game against the Utah Jazz.
He was exquisite in that game, Kevin. It wasn't just the scoring, it was the passing, too. And his teammates, you could tell, were just really enjoying playing with him.
Al Malone after the missed 3 from Jamal Crawford. Malone passes to Hornacek. Back to Malone. Nails the baby hook.
And he's on the board early.
The first to strike there. Nice hoop.
Utah comes into this one after the win against the Clippers.
And what that game came down to, guys, was their ability to use that three-point shot so effectively.
The work they did on the perimeter was absolutely outstanding. Way too much for that defense to be able to handle.
Now here's Stockton. Pass to Malone. Knocks down the 10-footer.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Paul kicks to Crawford. Griffin sets the screen for Crawford. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Well, they just gave him 2 points. Defensively, you're going to have to tighten things up here. That's not a good sign.
Well, Jamal Crawford has proven that no matter what role he plays, just call him buckets. He can flat out put the ball in the basket. You got to give him a lot of credit, though. He does change his game quite a bit depending on if he's coming off the bench or starting. I think that speaks to his IQ.
Shot clock at 2. Here's Hornacek. Cannot hit. So the Clippers will take it the other way. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
It was not a very inspired performance for them, particularly defensively. I thought, they gave the hostile crowd a lot to cheer about, frankly.
Yeah, they allowed a lot of free runs to the hoop, a lot of open jumpers, and in the end, the opponent's shooting percentage was right through the roof, and you can't win when that's the case.
And as you said with Jamal, a lot of players can't really make that change between being a starter or a sub, but he does it so smoothly in such short time. It really adds a lot of utility to this team.
Now here's Jordan after the miss from Karl Malone. He lobs it up, and it's Jordan with the jam.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up Clark that beautiful alley-oop dunk.
Yeah, it was nice.
Just a gorgeous assist.
Well, Crawford described it perfectly, Clark, when he said as a sixth man you have to come in and force yourself into the game. As a starter, the pressure isn't there as much as you can go with the flow.
Yeah, players like him can often do one or the other. Come in firing off the bench or let the game come to you. But rarely can they assess what the team needs like Crawford does and adjust on the fly so smoothly.
Now here's Stockton. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Millsap against Jordan. Hornacek, a screen on Jordan. Stockton outside. Shot from the top of the key. Good work defensively by Paul.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
It's Crawford on the wing. Griffin inside. Millsap covering. And he gets the bucket.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Utah's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, I caught up with Doc Rivers for a minute. We talked about the keys to this game, and he singled out Paul Millsap as a player they've simply got to be mindful of. Coach told me he's always been an energy guy, someone you have to locate and box out every possession. But he's developed his offensive game to the point where he's more than just a hustle guy. He's also a scoring threat now, and a guy we can't leave open. They'll be watching him, Kevin.
All right, Doris. The Jazz shooting their first free throws of the game. And he makes the first.
For years, the Jazz have been one of those teams that always finish near the top in team fouls, but last year they kind of shook that stigma.
And both free throws good for Malone.
Well, it's a little bit of a silver lining for how they struggled. The Jazz were right in the middle of the pack for fouls in what is usually a problem area for them.
Now here's Jordan. Paul, right side. That one rolling around and rims out.
Well contested shot there.
And that's the key defensively. You've got to make them work for it, challenge every shot.
Now Stockton. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. 5 to shoot. Free throw line jump shot. And the shot is good. Well, you want Clippers trail by 3. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Crawford's shot is good.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, I think that could really set things up well the rest of the game. Pound the ball inside and let your perimeter players play off your bigs.
Hornacek, a screen on Jordan. And Stockton, here we go. Nice work there coming off the screen.
Solid screen right there that freed him up for the jump shot.
Griffin sets the screen for Paul. In the corner, it's Crawford. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 3rd assist on the night. Jazz have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Now here's Stockton. Malone outside. Back to Stockton. 6 on the shot clock. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Clippers have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. Paul kicks to Crawford. Jordan dishes to Crawford. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
The defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
Chris Kaman's checked in for the Clippers. Walton comes in for Blake Griffin. And the Jazz with some changes. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Clippers.
And right from the start, guys, it's apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
Now here's Boozer. Nice D from Crawford.
Hey, the defense was right there, just waiting, doing a nice job of anticipating that play.
Steve, every team needs tough interior defense to be successful.
To the inside, here's Burks. No good. And the Clippers will go the other way with it.
Chris Kaman, always known as an ambidextrous scorer in the low block, has also now developed a deadly stroke from mid-range. It's a rare combo for a 7-footer.
And the rejection by Favors. Burks in the corner. Passes it to Burke. Outside Kirilenko. The Jazz working the ball around now. He feeds it to Burks. And it comes off the front of the rim. And for Kaman, so talented offensively, Steve, you wonder why he's only averaged about 12 points a game in his career.
Well, he's a little turnover prone. Doesn't get to the free throw line all that often. But you're right, he's so skilled. He can score with either hand around the hoop. He can also step out to 15, 17 feet, knock down a jump shot.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Got a piece of it. Stolen by Boozer. Dishes to Burks. Here's Burke. What a tremendous game he played against the Clippers. Burks, the pass to Kirilenko. Feeds it to Burks. Down to 5 on the shot clock. To end the drought. And he lays it up and in.
Good look. He'll make that one most of the time.
The Clippers have gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game. Kaman sets a screen for Paul. Over in the corner, Barnes. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 4th assist in this one. Timeout. And here's Favors. He had 15 points last outing. Kirilenko kicks to Burke. The dish to Burks. 6 to shoot. Shoots from 12. And there's another one for the Jazz. Well, guys, you were talking about with the Clippers. It wasn't that they would beat you here. Steve, they would blow you out here.
Yeah, well, I mean, their average win margin here at home last year was almost double digits. I mean, think about that. Average, they would win by a blowout here at Staples.
Here's Paul after Alec Burks' score. Left side, Odom. Derek Favors with the rebound. Utah trailing here. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Burke dishes to Favors.
Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, I think you got to foul them, and free throws are better than a layup.
This is his first free throw of the game. The first one falls. And it's tied up with that one. The Clippers have gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. Right wing. Paul, no one around him. And again, the Clippers good for 2. So here's Burks. With 1 on the clock, and he connects with the jumper. Burks has got it all tied up now for the Jazz. It's all tied here in Los Angeles. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
It was pretty impressive the way they moved the ball, made the extra pass, and found open shooters that whole quarter.
Yeah, it's been a complete team effort out there. Great to watch.
Jazz shooting 47%, pretty solid. On the floor for Utah, getting going here in the second quarter. Burks the off guard with Hayward at the 3. Malone is out there with Enes Kanter. And it's Stockton in at the 1 spot. Harper against Stockton. Harper with the ball. Can't get it to go.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
Cantor, the pass to Hayward. Inside. And there's Enes Kanter on the assist by Hayward. Cantor's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Jazz. The Clippers trail. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, Chris Paul, as you know, has accomplished so much in the NBA, but he's ready for that ultimate prize. As Paul said, that's the only thing that matters now. At this point in my career, I'm only focused on building for the postseason, because that's where you make your name, and that's where you make your imprint on history. He's looking to add to that wonderful legacy, guys.
He certainly is. Thanks, Doris.
Well, you can see that desire on the court. He's so focused.
Harper with the ball. Burks covering. 6 on the shot clock. Paul kicks to Griffin. The kick out to Odom. And the shot no good, a bit short.
That's a shot that he sometimes struggles with, but you can't fault him for taking it when the defense backs off like that. Enes Kanter was the 3rd overall pick back in 2011, drafted out of Kentucky, where he actually never played a game there due to ineligibility. But it was a bit of a gamble because of that. I'm not sure he's completely delivered on those lofty expectations yet.
Here's Paul. After the made shot from Karl Malone. Paul dishes to Harper. Odom against Hayward. Puts it up from 12. Second shot opportunity. And Brand with the lay-in. Good. Brand's got his first basket.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And I would continue to do it. You know, force the defense to maybe send a double team. Now you've got other options to work with offensively.
So here's Burks. Following the score of Elton Brand. Malone a screen on Paul. Here's Burks. And Utah another 3 are going with right now. Matt Barnes is checked in for Odom. And it's Crawford in for Paul. Paul Millsap's checked in for Utah. Hornacek comes in for Burks. Stockton against Harper. Off the mark from 16 feet out. And for J.J. Redick, that shakeup must have been tough. His contract with the Clippers was contingent on the trade.
And Kevin, reportedly, Doc Rivers leaned on ownership pretty hard, saying, hey, I shook hands on this. Don't make me look bad here. Our reputation's at stake. It all worked out, but a reminder of the Clippers' rather dysfunctional past.
That's his comfort zone, so defensively, really nice job challenging the shot.
Hornacek against Crawford. Right side, Griffin. Launches it. Crawford, no luck. Jazz leading by 5. Stockton outside. Millsap a screen on Harper. Malone with the screen. Here's Hayward. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Defense just has to fight over the top of those screens.
Especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, he doesn't miss too many open shots.
Jordan, he's checked in for Elton Brand. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Jazz?
And they're knocking down that mid-range jumper so far.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
Harper against Stockton. Griffin a screen on Stockton. Harper the pass to Crawford. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Boy, I like the way he carved out just enough space to get his hands on the missed shot and then rattle the rim on the putback.
And the gap narrow.
They're closing it fast.
Well, that's the effort of a team ready to fight back into this game.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Paul Millsap is one of the most versatile forwards in the game, a natural power forward, but he brings some small forward qualities as well. He's a heck of a player, and he's developed that 3-point shot to round out his game.
And Millsap able to score facing up or with his back to the basket.
Yeah, inside and out. Reversible clothing is Paul Millsap, and he's a handful. Now, he's an undersized 4, but he can make the 3. He's physical. He can get to the line. He's got a number of crafty shots. This guy is really, really underrated as a player.
These 2K Blazers we wear, they're reversible. You didn't know that, did you? Huh?
Not until just now.
That one misses.
You know, for so long, the Jazz had been a competitive team in the West due to their defense and grit, but last year that just wasn't the case, and it showed in the standings.
Here's Harper looking for his first basket still in this one. Right side, Harper. Nails the 16-footer. Clark, the Jazz usually a factor in the Western Conference, but last season they finished at the bottom of the conference and mustered only 13 wins against the rest of the West.
You know, we've talked about it before, but it all goes back to defense. I mean, the Jazz usually can stay in games by not giving up easy points, but they tend to wane in that defensive effort over time. He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Crawford outside. Back to Harper. Pass to Barnes. And there's the feed to Griffin. Goes up the baseline. Again, Los Angeles.
Now, the defense just couldn't get a hand in his face, couldn't challenge the shot.
Yeah, made his height advantage count that time.
Stockton kicks to Millsap. Teardrop shot. Griffin grabs the board. Griffin's got his 5th rebound in this one. Harper dishes to Griffin. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message.
Snyder was saying to his team, he said a big part of their focus should be on offensive rebounding, to get bodies to the glass at that end of the floor and work hard for second chance points. He also went on to say that he wants to see good movement on the perimeter and plays being run to get their outside shooters open. Maybe making those early adjustments will give them time to judge their effectiveness by halftime. We'll soon find out, Kevin.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. And here is Los Angeles now, following the miss by Paul Millsap. Barnes can't get it to go. Now Stockton kicks it to Hornacek. Back to Stockton. Hayward against Barnes. Millsap a screen on Barnes. Fades back. Goes back up. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. And the Jazz lead by 5.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
And then Griffin with the dunk.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Now here's Boozer. Stockton with a screen on Jordan. Outside for Stockton. Stockton left side. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Stockton's got 6.
How about that? Gets it off right in the face of the big fella. Quick release.
And operating on the perimeter like that negates some of the height disadvantage, too.
Now here's Crawford. He's got 10. Griffin sets the screen for Crawford. Banked in off the glass. He's got 12.
Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. His teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far. Here's
Hornacek. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Now here's Hayward. Back to Stockton. From past the arc. And Hayward gets it to go on the assist by Stockton.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Harper kicks to Jordan. In the corner, it's Crawford. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Good game for Jamal Crawford. He has 12 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
Yeah, he's got to take his time behind the arc.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
And you look back at last season, he shot 87% from the foul line.
And guys, if a game was coming down to the wire and an opponent needed to foul, I mean, he was the guy they wanted with the ball in his hands. I mean, shooting the free throws because of his proficiency there.
Walton's checked in for the Clippers. Utah also making some changes. Derek Favors checked in for Millsap. Alec Burks comes in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Burke in for John Stockton. He hits the second from the line. With floor spacing, Steve, more important than ever in today's NBA, some have questioned the pairing of Griffin and Jordan in the Clipper frontcourt.
Well, I think it's worked out just fine. I think they could add a stretch four behind those two guys and maybe mix him in during the rotations. But all in all, Griffin and Jordan have played awfully well together at both ends of the floor. You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
Here's Harper. Now the pass to Crawford. Back to Harper. He dishes it to Walton. Favors with the rebound.
And for the Clippers, their most potent offensive weapon is Chris Paul, coming off the pick and roll and attacking with great ball handling skills and vision. You want to create space for that, but defense more often than not will look to bring help from the front court, and that's when things really open up for Paul in terms of his options. Well, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
And with that, the Utah lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Bill Walton.
If they're going to take tough outside shots, I mean, they're better off just firing from the three-point line.
Yeah, I agree with it. I mean, if you're going to be back there near the three-point line, you might as well take the three. Just step back and knock it down.
Barnes kicks to Crawford. Jordan with a screen on Hornacek. Crawford, no one around him. Here's Jordan, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
And we're through 2 here, and a good one. Jazz lead by 3. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. Well, Doc, as we get into the second half, what do you expect to see from this offense you're facing tonight?
Well, they're moving the ball. They're just playing to the hot hand, and we got to expect that. So let's not let anyone get hot. That would be nice.
Coach, thank you so much. Over to you guys.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
Jetpack on today, Steve, blowing by the defender no matter who they put on it.
And Utah has possession. 3-point lead. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Blake Griffin down low and DeAndre Jordan. CP3 and Jamal Crawford make the back. And it's Barnes in at the small forward spot. Just 4 to shoot. Stockton from outside. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Griffin's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
Well, I liked what I saw from Blake Griffin, showing more assertiveness offensively, especially when Chris Paul was missing time with the separated shoulder. Blake averaged over 24 points a game last year. That was a career high.
Millsap with the steal. Stockton outside. He kicks to Hayward. Malone drives in. No good from 11 feet.
And Griffin showing more and more comfort with his jump shot. Doc Rivers wants him facing up to exploit his ball handling and quickness. And I'll tell you what, when he's making that outside shot, he becomes basically unguardable.
Jazz leading by 3. To the inside, Hayward. The basket is good. The assist from Stockton. Stockton's got 3 assists tonight.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
Well, this game has been tough, Clark. I mean, they're getting after it, and I think they're starting to run a little bit low on energy, possibly.
Pass to Barnes. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. 5 to shoot. There's Crawford with the 3. That's good. Crawford's got 16 points. And for Griffin last season, over 70%. Clark from the free throw line for the first time in his career.
Love seeing that kind of improvement. It points out how diligently he worked to refine and improve that free throw shooting.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, gentlemen, the Clippers were sold this offseason for a staggering $2 billion. That's about 4 times more than the Kings.
Hornacek against Crawford. Passes it to Barnes. He feeds it to Paul. Crawford outside. 13 feet away. And Chris Paul the bucket on the assist by Crawford.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Malone, a screen on Griffin. 3-pointer from Stockton. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
Been a poor shooting performance for him today, but luckily for them, a lot of his teammates have come through.
Well, the Jazz really struggled last season. Maybe the worst defensive team in the league, and they weren't a lot better offensively. Some of that you have to attribute to youth. And quite honestly, it's impressive they were able to win as many games as they did under the circumstances.
So they take the lead. 19 points. For Utah, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Stockton outside. Dishes to Hornacek. And Jordan sends it back. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Now, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this. For his career, 15,806 career assists. A record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And he wasn't really a flashy passer like a lot of the great playmakers you think of, but just always in control. Kind of an old-school game, but one that was tremendously successful over the course of his almost 2 decades with the Utah Jazz.
And that one falls for Crawford.
And Jordan last season, second in the league in total blocks, becoming more vocal defensively, and I thought improved his positioning and recognition as well.
Both free throws good from Crawford. And Jordan wears the number 6 in honor to his idol, a good one, Bill Russell.
And, you know, Doc Rivers caught some flack last season for pointing to similarities between their games. Even Jordan says that's a stretch. I think Rivers was just highlighting that Jordan could be truly great as primarily a defensive player, wanting him to really focus on being a elite defensive player.
Just 3 to shoot to halt the run. It's Hornacek again missing.
Well, if this game comes down to the rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
Yeah, they've been really strong in the paint, battling the glass.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
And the Clippers making a change here. Kamen's checked in. Jazz trail by 3. Stockton outside. Feeds it to Millsap. That's good, and a nice assist from Stockton. LA's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Paul against Stockton. Crawford sets the pick here for Paul. Griffin, no one around him, misses off the right iron.
Yeah, no excuses there. Got a really good look at the basket after being freed up by the pick.
We say it all the time. The execution was excellent. The result not as good, but good ball movement anyway.
Now here's Millsap. Rejected by Griffin. And they get it back. Malone, no luck.
I like the work there, contesting that shot. It looked like it was going to be easy, but they forced the miss.
You know what? He got it in close, but couldn't finish in traffic.
Here's Hornacek. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Hornacek's got his first 2 points of the night. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Jazz.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And another area where they've done a great job tonight is forcing the issue defensively and getting some steals.
Now here's Stockton, following the miss by Griffin. Stockton kicks to Hayward. Millsap at the elbow. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's foul number 2 for him. Lamar Odom is checked in for Matt Barnes. Cantor checked in for the Jazz. Alec Burks comes in for Hornacek. Stockton against Paul. The dish to Hayward. Clock at 6. High arcing shot. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That one is on Kaman. Let's pause to take a look at the teams that were tops in field goal percentage last season. The Clippers third.
Hard to shoot the ball any better than they did. I mean, they weren't the best in the league, but they were pretty close.
He's off on the first.
Enes Kanter, originally from Turkey, some real promise offensively. Scores well on that left block, and he does a nice job on the offensive boards as well. At times, he's even shown the ability to step out and space the floor. It'll be interesting to see how his game develops.
Elton Brand's checked in for the Clippers. Harper comes in for Jamal Crawford. He hits the second from the line. And Kanter not a big leaper or shot blocker, but his strength serves him well defensively.
Yeah, he's a good post defender, Kevin, because of those attributes. He holds his ground and has the length to bother and challenge shots.
Now here's Kaman, looking for his first basket still in this one. To the wing on the left. A shot by Paul, nobody around. Hits the three-point bomb. And the Clippers lead by 1. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
One heck of a game. I mean, guys, this has been outstanding in terms of the effort that both sides have been able to put on.
Looking over there at Steve, he's enjoying every second of it.
Yes, yeah, me too.
Man, this has been great, guys. The fans getting their money's worth here. Both teams just playing so hard out there.
Walton's checked in for the Clippers. Utah also making some changes. Boozer comes in for Malone. And Trey Burke subbed in for Gordon Hayward. Rear miss, free throw no good for Stockton.
Clippers started out as a good team last year, but they never seemed to be content with what they had. They added vet after vet as the season progressed and really made some nice additions.
Now here's Kaman. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
Oh, you got to love the footwork. How about that turnaround?
Now here's Burke. He's guarded by Harper. The 9-foot shot. The rebound by Walton. Walton's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And the Clippers' depth was a big help for him in the first round as the bench provided, I thought, Clark, a good punch for him against the Golden State Warriors.
You know, that's true, but they just didn't have enough in the tank to get by the Thunder in that second round of the playoffs and what was really, I thought, an entertaining back-and-forth series.
Now here's Paul. 7 points in the game. Shot's good.
Fantastic pass. He turned that one into a pretty easy basket for his teammate.
Burke, the pass to Boozer. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, look here at last year in the NBA, where the Jazz ranked 14th in fewest turnovers per game, 18th in opponent offense. And for blocks, interior defense, not a strong point for them. Just top 20 in the league.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Clippers?
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
And how about the low post play? I mean, they're getting good offensive execution down on the block.
The first one falls.
Well, with the Jazz playing much better basketball coincided with the return of rookie point guard Trey Burke from injury. Despite the fact they would have wanted a higher pick, it's really kind of nice to see their young core competing at a high level.
Barnes, he's checked in for the Clippers. And a switcher also for Utah. Derek Favors checked in for Kansas. And so Boozer nails both of them. And the Jazz lost 10 of 11 games to start the season. But once Burke returned from that broken finger, guys, he proved to be one of the more NBA-ready rookies.
No surprise from a player who won pretty much every National College Player of the Year award at Michigan his sophomore season. You know, they traded up to get him, and he's been a great fit.
Here's Stockton following the basket by Chris Paul. Boozer can't get it to go. Here's Harper. Paul outside. Pass to Barnes. Paul dishes to Barnes. And Derek Favors picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Utah's on defense. Harper's shot is good. And it's a 5-point Clipper lead.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
There's 1:26 left in the third quarter. Paul kicks to Harper. Paul passes to Brand. The feed to Harper. Shot clock at 6. Paul right side. The wing jumper off target. Jazz trail by 5. Down low, got a piece of it. And Stockton, here we go. And he uses the glass on the layup. Stockton's got 10 points.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. It's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
Now, here's Burks, following the shot by Chris Paul. Stockton dishes to Favors. The fadeaway. And it's Harper with the rebound. Clippers leading by 3. Barnes kicks to Paul. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
And as hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan should be simple. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Favors with a screen on Barnes. Stockton outside. Shot is blocked, but he gets it back. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Los Angeles on top. They're up by 5. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. The Clippers in the lead. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Hayward 3 and Favors the 4. Burke is out there with Hornacek. And it's Malone in at the 5. Now here's Paul. Here's Griffin. Burke grabs the miss. Barnes against Hayward. Soft touch off the glass. Hayward's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Utah. Jordan sets the pick for Paul. Crawford left side. Puts it up from 17. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got assist number 7 for him tonight. And here is Burke. Kicks to Hayward. Now the pass to Burke. Crawford against Hornacek. 6 to shoot. He dishes it to Burke. Offensive rebound. Clippers leading by 5. Kicks it out to Paul. Now Griffin inside. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
The Jazz making a switch here. Millsap's checked in. Jazz trail by 5. Burke with it. Up top, Malone. Floats one, and he gets it to go. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Paul outside. From 12 feet out. Again, Los Angeles.
Boy, he's been locked in. Anytime he's gotten an even halfway decent look, he's knocked it down.
And I think they'd be staring at a big deficit if they hadn't gotten the lights-out shooting he's given them.
And that is good. Malone's got 4 this quarter.
He kind of threaded the needle with that pass into the paint.
Crawford passes to Griffin. Crawford dishes to Paul. Back to Crawford. Over to the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Griffin. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, Griffin, a former dunk contest champion, but make no mistake, Blake is a game dunker, always among the league leaders, and at his size with that strength, the way he gets off the floor is just unbelievable.
You know, Blake Griffin gets up so high, he's created some debate, in fact, on the definition of a dunk. So I'll ask, does your hand have to touch the rim?
You know, I think you don't necessarily have to have your hand touch the rim, Kevin, but you do have to throw it through the goal. None of this raggedy type dunk stuff.
Got to control it. In other words,
got to. Yeah, I like that's the word I was looking for.
And he's good on the second.
Utah needs to do a better job guarding against Griffin.
8 rebounds and 1 rejection in this game, too.
And it was a good one, too. Really one of the highlights, I thought, of the game defensively.
Millsap down low. Griffin on him. Millsap misses. Clippers leading by 4. Paul outside. He kicks it to Griffin. Plays it up and banks it in.
Well, they were sleeping on defense. The defense really didn't do its job. I mean, a little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint. That's costly.
Well, and at this stage of such a tight game, I think this is when tired legs start to show. And the defense can become vulnerable in the low block.
Millsap kicks to Hayward. The Clippers grab the miss. Griffin's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Pass to Paul. Now Griffin inside. Malone with the steal. Look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Burke the pass to Hornacek. Here's Millsap. Hits the jump hook.
Another good pass, and their offensive execution has been impressive, to say the least.
The last 4 field goals.
Stockton's checked in. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Doc Rivers address his team. He told his team to keep looking for three-point opportunities, saying their perimeter defense isn't doing a good job getting out on our shooters. So let's keep firing away until they decide to guard us.
Jazz trail by 6. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Millsap a screen on Barnes. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, Gordon Hayward unable to reach an agreement on a contract extension with the Utah Jazz last season. So instead, it played out in restricted free agency. A player with a lot of admirers around the league, and a big raise, certainly a given for him.
And for Hayward, in a contract year, upping his rebounding and his passing rates, but his shooting numbers did take a dip.
I think that's the key for Hayward's future, Kevin. He's got to be very consistent from the perimeter to become an all-star. He's already such a terrific all-around player, but if he can be really solid from the perimeter and consistent, look out.
Hayward hits them both.
Looking at the game for Hayward, he's got 17 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
Well, it's no secret. I mean, the more points he can come up with from out there, the better off they'll be offensively with their spacing.
Here's Griffin, and the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Their turnovers are really prominent. I know they're leading, but eventually it's going to catch up to them if they keep wasting possession.
They've been so undisciplined, Clark. That's been the most disappointing thing for me here.
Stockton outside. Into Millsap. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, Paul Millsap has said he doesn't feel undersized anymore with the way the league is going, but more emphasis now on spreading the floor so Millsap fits in easier. He can always find somebody to guard.
And for Millsap, frankly, his height has really never been an issue. I mean, this is a guy who was a big-time rebounder throughout his days in college. But even though he's only 6'7", that 7-foot wingspan helps, and he's strong enough to hold his own with most forwards in the league.
And the first one at the line is good. No question, guys, that Millsap can rebound and defend the power forward position with the best of them.
Yeah, you remember he led the NCAA in rebounding all 3 of his seasons at Louisiana Tech. So this guy has a nose for the ball.
And so Paul Millsap nails both of them. LA has gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. And they call an illegal screen here.
It's his 4th foul, and I'm sure he picked it up a little earlier than he would have liked.
Here's Stockton. Passes it to Hayward. Hornacek outside. He feeds it to Stockton. A shot by Hayward, wide open. The basket is good. The assist from Stockton. Hayward's got 20.
Yeah, and that's his first 3 of the half. There may be more in store.
Always going up for the alley-oop here, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession.
Yeah, so close to picking that pass off, guys.
At least he got a hand on it. He did what he needed to do to make sure it didn't hit the target.
Now Paul dishes it to Crawford. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Crawford's got 15 points in just the second half. Stockton kicks to Millsap. The jump hook. That one off the back iron and out. The Clippers have gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the 4th quarter on a roll. Feeds it to Griffin. Back to Crawford. Paul dishes to Barnes. Clock at 6. The drive by Paul. Cannot hit. Excellent D from Stockton. Utah's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Hornacek passes to Stockton. Back to Hornacek. Millsap a screen on Paul. To the left wing. Here's Malone. Good on the baseline, Jay. Malone's got 6 in the quarter. Los Angeles has gone 6 of 12 from outside, a very nice 50% mark, shooting the 3-ball well. Paul kicks to Crawford. Now the dish to Griffin. Hornacek with the steal. And Stockton, here we go. Jordan with the block. Now here's Paul. Jordan kicks to Barnes. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Jordan's got 3 assists now in this one. And the Jazz called. Malone outside. Jeff Hornacek on the wing. A fadeaway. Malone can't hit. You think about defense, Clark, and it isn't just how many shots you block. Jordan really seemed to focus on the little things that go into being successful defensively.
And I think that's a tribute to Doc Rivers, who actually emphasized some of those little things that would help Jordan elevate his game and his team. And to Jordan's credit, he took heed and made significant improvement.
With the putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Now it's a 4-point Clipper lead.
That's purely a hustle play there. Getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in, well done.
And that's, a quality you see any strong offensive rebounder possess. And we saw it right there.
Yeah, it's the anticipation more than anything. It's understanding where that ball is going before anybody else on the floor does. Solid screen right there that freed him up for the jump shot.
The Clippers have gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the fourth quarter. Pass to Griffin. Tries again. And Jordan with the nice inside bucket. And the Clippers. Hayward kicks to Malone. That's good.
That's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're leading by 2. There's a minute 47 left in the fourth quarter. There's a minute 47 left in the fourth quarter. Crawford outside. And there's the feed to Barnes. A 3. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Boy, they've come out of halftime just smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, partner. They are going to continue to let them fly.
Now here's Stockton. Millsap a screen on Paul. Millsap dishes to Malone. Stockton against Paul. Here's Malone. 3 on the clock. A shot by Hayward. Wide open. And there's another one for the Jazz.
He's simply a machine at the offensive end. I wonder how far behind they'd be if he wasn't having this kind of quarter.
Here's Crawford. To the left side wing. Barnes passes to Griffin. From in close. It's in!
They've built this lead through plays exactly like that. He's easily been their most consistent performer.
Well, he's been splashing everything today.
Now here's Stockton. Millsap a screen on Paul. Griffin with the steal. And now Paul pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Rebound by Stockton. Utah has gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Crawford against Hornacek. Can't connect from 14 feet out. And now they decide to foul intentionally. 24 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And now they decide to foul intentionally. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
He adds to their lead.
Here's Burke. For the 3. Lamar Odom pulls it in. Los Angeles has gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on threes. And here is Harper. And so Los Angeles takes the win. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Chris, how does a win like this help propel the team at this point in the schedule?
Hopefully it gives us a little momentum. We got a tough stretch coming up. We got our back-to-back next week, so hopefully it just gives us a little momentum.
It was a pretty good start, Chris. Thank you. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Blake Griffin.